my name is Susan Houts. I am an assistant professor of speech on the Palm Bay campus. So I teach primarily the SBC 2608 Fundamentals of Speech Communication. My course is an exciting and challenging one to teach, especially in today's day and age where our students are most of them, technology natives. And so the idea of communication versus face-to-face communication is both challenging to them and exciting once they get empowered enough to stand in front of the room and speak. So some of the really great successes I've seen in my classes and some of the benefits to not only the students but the community is the ability to meet strangers, say in an interview process, which is something we talk about a lot. Make eye contact with those strangers. In fact, today we went over proper handshakes and how that makes them empowered and what that says about them as communicators. Then we move into developing ideas, organizing ideas, researching, and then being empowered, which is a word I say a lot to them, to stand in front of the room and speak. So that's really exciting for them. I have students that, after we go through this process, several throughout the years, that have told me that they come back after going on an actual job interview, and they come back and find me and say that the person interviewing them says that their answers are the most thorough and the best they've ever received. And they get the job, and so that keeps me going every semester. So something really exciting that we implemented in the fall, a new program and initiative that we tried, was what we call the first annual Stand-Up Comedy Student Showcase. And we had it on the Palm Bay campus, and we had a nationally touring comedian who is a local resident come in, and he did a workshop presentation for our 1050 class, and it was open to the entire campus, to talk about how he uses all the elements that we use in both speech and creative writing and comm to develop a comedy set. It was great nonverbal delivery and everything that goes along with it. Then we had a 2 to 4 o'clock workshop where he worked individually with students who were interested in developing their comedy skills. And then that evening on the Palm Bay campus in the auditorium, we had a showcase where those students actually were stand-up comedians, and they did 5-minute sets in front of the audience. We had about 150 student and faculty attendees. Very well attended, everyone loved it. And now we have 2 of those students that are now going to open mic comedy shows from that experience. And so the exciting also thing about the speech classes is that we really try and bring that real world experience into the classroom. A big challenge that we find in the speech classes is the reticence of students to stand up and speak. And so it's a very uncomfortable process for them. So the first day I talk about feelings and that fear that comes along with it. But that's continuing to be a challenge. The more we point them to online resources, which are very valid, the less comfortable they are taking an idea and expressing it to another person. So that's been becoming more of a challenge every year. So finding ways around that, finding ways to make them comfortable in class, and to really reinforce, although a lot of things are happening online, that face-to-face interaction and communication is going to be valid, no matter how many computers we all have. So that's a challenge we're facing. We're overcoming it, but it takes new initiatives and new programs and new techniques every semester to break down that wall and to get them to be able to make those communication experiences count in their real lives. Another challenge we face is that people see speech class and they automatically think all we're focusing on is getting them in front of the room with a PowerPoint and a clicker to develop a 4 to 6 minute speech. And so we think, well, even we don't do that, other than some certain careers. Even we don't spend too much of our day in front of a group and giving speeches. The skills that we actually teach in speech class, though, start everywhere from, again, the handshake to research to organization, leading through to empowerment. I have students that say after taking my class, they speak up more in class. They communicate better at work. They get jobs because of the interview skills. So I think that one of the challenges we face is that the title of Fundamentals of Speech Communication, we translate that to be quickly into speech. It's more than just speech. It's more than standing in front of a crowd. So I just wanted to share with you this email I received in August of last year from one of my students that was in my spring semester. She was an adult learner, terrified of speech, ended up doing a great job, but it was a challenge. So she sent me this email and said, just had to share with you. So I'd like to share it with you. I was in your class last semester, and I truly prayed my speech days were over, but no. This summer, I had to take developmental psychology, and guess what? not 1, not 2, but 3 speeches for this class. I almost threw up, but I used all, in all caps, the techniques she taught me, and I have an A in the class. So tell all of those kids that really hate this, and many of them do, trust me, they will really, really appreciate when they least expect it. Thank you for being so amazing and teaching me so much. Yay. And then she actually said, feel free to share word for word. So I'm sharing it with you, and I share it with all my students. And again, it's emails like this that show us that what we do has lasting, sustainable, and positive effects for all of our students. Yay, speech.